This Blackboard tour is your starting point for this course. I've prepared this video in order to provide you with all the important information that you need to know about how this course operates and what our expectations are about your participation in this course. You'll be watching the same Blackboard tour for both LING1110 and LING1110. The courses are a bit different, but close enough that the Blackboard sites and the course are run in the same way. Different courses can have very different formats in terms of such things as how many hours of classes you have each week and how that time is structured, what the expectations are for what you need to do outside of class time, and how the Blackboard site for the course is structured and used. So it's really important to make yourself aware right from the start of the expectations for each course. Blackboard is a very important component of this course as we have no face-to-face lecture. So it is essential that you become familiar with how we expect you to engage with the Blackboard site for this course. In this video, I'm going to take you on a little tour of our Blackboard site and show you where to find important information. If you get to the end of the tour and still have questions about the course structure, then ask in your first tutorial, post to discussion board, or send me an email. The first thing you need to do after watching this video is click on the course outline content area in the left-hand menu, and it will take you to the link to the course outline file. Print that out, read through it, and take it along to your first tutorial. Your tutor will go through some of the important points in the course outline so that you're aware of the course format, requirements, and expectations. After that, you're ready to get started with your weekly use of the Blackboard site. The main content for your course can be found under the Learning Activities area on the left-hand menu. When you follow this link, there will be a different folder for each week of semester. We only make the content available as we get to it, so when you go there in week 0 or week 1, you'll find only the folder for week 1 and maybe week 2, depending on when you first access the site. We always make the content available on Monday, 1 week before the weekly topic is covered in tutorials. This means that you have at least a full week to engage with the materials before your tutorial. Click on the folder for the relevant week. Let's just very quickly look at week 1. You'll see that there are 2 links each week. One is to a learning module and the other is to the PowerPoint that will be used in the tutorial. Some students like to print off the PowerPoint that will be used in tutorials so that you can use this as a starting point for making notes in class. Generally, the PowerPoint will be available a little later than the learning module, but it will always be available before the first tutorial of the week in time to print it out to take it to classes. The learning modules are where you will find each week video lectures, the transcript for the lectures, and mini checkpoint quizzes. It is essential that you watch the weekly video lecture before you attend your tutorial for that week. You will all benefit so much more from the tutorial if you do. Most students find this course really quite challenging, and if you have watched the video before the tutorial, then we will have more time in class to engage in exercises that reinforce the content and go over points which may need clarification. If you click on the link for week 1, you'll see that there is only 1 video lecture to watch and the transcript for that week. We've kept it simple for week 1. We just want you to watch 1 video before your first tutorial. So let's go to week 2. If we click on the week 2 folder, again you'll see that the tutorial PowerPoint file is the second item. The first link, the learning module, is where all of the lecture content is located. You'll see in the text under the module link that there is a list of the number of items for that week. Click on the module link and the first thing you'll see is an introductory note. We've put that in there for 2 important reasons. This lets you know how many video lectures there will be each week. The number of video lectures each week ranges from 1 to 5. Generally, there are 2, 3 or 4. We've broken the content for each week into small, manageable pieces of around 5 to 15 minutes. So for each week, the total viewing time is less than a 1-hour lecture. We've also put that introduction there because you need to be prepared for how many videos there are each week so that you don't miss any of the lectures. This is because the second video lecture will only become available once you have done the checkpoint quiz relating to the first video. Then the third video will become available when you've done the second checkpoint quiz, and so on. Let's go through an example and you'll see how it works. Down the left-hand side you can see the table of contents. There are 4 videos for week 2 if you're in LING1110 and 3 if you're in LING1100. But right now I'm only able to see the introduction, the first topic and the first checkpoint. You can navigate by clicking on the item in the contents list or by arrowing on the right hand side. Now you can see your first video lecture for the week. It's an embedded video from YouTube, so you can easily play and you can enlarge and you can pause it just like any other YouTube video. So that means that you can watch it at your own pace and you can go back and watch it over again and stop it to take notes if you want to. Below the video is a link to a Word file containing a transcript of the video. This does not contain any content different from what's in the video. It's not additional notes, it's simply an exact transcript of the video. Ideally, if you have the opportunity, I would recommend that you print out the transcript before you watch the lecture. Then you'll be able to highlight important points and make further notes if you like. Whether you do that or print out afterwards, these transcripts are available to help you when you are learning and applying the concepts. When you've finished watching the video, go to the first checkpoint. Click on Continue or Begin, and you'll see that there are 3 questions following each of the video. There are a variety of formats, but it's all pretty straightforward. You don't need to save each answer. You just put in your answer and click on Save and Submit. Say OK, and then you have to hit OK again, and you come to the answers. Now you can see that whether or not you got it right or wrong, you get the feedback there. So you can see here that I've got 2 right and I've got 1 wrong. So with the wrong one there's an explanation of why I got it wrong. So now when I say OK, you can see that here before we could only see the first lecture and checkpoint 1, and now video 2 and checkpoint 2 are available. So I can go and I can watch video 2, lecture 2, do the second checkpoint. Once I've done that, then the third checkpoint, the video, will be available. So the modules will be structured this way each week. Now I need to explain how your engagement with the checkpoint quizzes works. Your completion of these checkpoint quizzes is worth 10% of your final grade for the course. We see this as a participation assessment item. We've added this component because it's really important that all students watch all lectures before attending their tutorial. If students don't watch the lectures, they will either not understand what's going on or will need to repeat content, and doing that puts other students at a disadvantage. So there's a checkpoint quiz which contains 3 questions after each video lecture. In total, for the course, there are 100 questions in the quizzes throughout the course. A few at the end don't have 3 in them, just so to make it that the total is 100, and this means that each question you do is worth 0.1 of your total mark. You might think that's not a lot, but it takes very little time to complete each quiz, and it's possible for every single student to get 10 out of 10. Remember, once you've submitted a checkpoint, you get feedback. You're told which questions that you got right, which ones you got wrong. So if you do get a question wrong, all you have to do is complete the checkpoint quiz again. So start new submission. I'll say this one again. Submit it again, because I checked this one here was the one that I got wrong last time, so I've got it. I know what the answer is now. Click on OK, and you can see I've got them all right. So it's worthwhile doing that so that you can get an easy 10 out of 10 for the course, and we're doing that just to really encourage people to watch all of the lectures. So they're not really tests because everybody's got an opportunity to get them all right, and it's encouraging you to participate and helping you to keep on track with the way that the course is going. So when you go to My Grades, which shows you all of your grades for the course, you'll see that the 10% participation component is already showing there. So at the moment I've got a grade there. So that's going to be showing throughout the course, and I'll send announcement out at some point to keep an eye and say something like, oh, you should be up to 5 by now because we're in the middle of the course. So that's that one. So that's the most important aspect of Blackboard use for this course, and what might be a bit different compared to some of the other courses that you do where you do have a face-to-face lecture, for example. So let's just quickly go through a few other points. So here you've got staff contacts are available here with email addresses and phone numbers, but I do want to say that our preferred method of communication for this course is discussion board. Unless your email is regarding something which is personal. So more often than not, students have similar questions. So it's a good idea to check discussion board first before you add your own thread or before you send an email with a question in it. Have a look in discussion board. You can see there now I've already got quite a few forums available. So there's a general discussion one, frequently asked questions. There's one for each of the assessment items, the assignments, the case study, exam, and then there's also one for technical issues. So if you've got a question, say, that relates to assignment 1, go in there. If there's already a similar thread, then contribute to that. Otherwise, you create your own thread to start a discussion. Assessment items will be available in the assessment folder here. You can see at the moment there are no assessment items available. For the assignments, generally we make them available 2 weeks before they are due, so we'll send out an announcement to let you know assignment 1's available. Go and have a look in the assessment menu, and then you'll see that there's a folder there saying assignment 1 with all of the details. So you don't have too much details about the assessment items in the course outline. You can ask questions about that, but otherwise when the time comes when you need to start working on the assessment items, we give you very detailed instructions that are there in the folder for each of the assessment items. So yeah, finally we'll send out regular announcements, which you'll see under the announcements menu, and pretty much always we send these out as emails too, so you'll get an email which will alert you to go and check on Blackboard to see whatever that new information is that's available. So pretty much that's all you need to know for now. So you should go and print out the course outline, watch the first lecture before you go to your first tutorial, and I look forward to meeting some of you in the tutorials.